Good day all. It's a sunny, warm day here, over 50 Fahrenheit, and as today is a new moon, we had the very severe high tide, and today we're about an hour from lowest tide, and when we get a new moon tide, often we get the tidal flats. So the harbor, which can be quite full. There's the spitting rock. Usually it's up to that line. On some days we get waves crashing well above it, but today it's calm and a new moon, so as the tide is going out, we get the tidal flats. So I think for this week's vlog, I'm going to share a fun visit to a garden shop. So here we are at Country Garden, one of my favorite garden centers here on the Cape. It's located in Hyannis, Massachusetts, and it's quite early, so there won't be many things, but I do know they have got a shipment of some nice hardy flowers that probably will still be inside. But of course, we have our beautiful, beautiful hellebore. Look at that shade. I love that color. What's so lovely about hellebores is you get both the joy of the color inside. Now let's see. Of course, they aren't really that inexpensive, a hellebore, $29.99, but of course they do spread nicely, and once they go to seed, you can have a good collection. And I always love these really deep, almost chocolate burgundy. It's lovely. This is called Ice and Roses. Really, really beautiful. So I'll probably have to get at least one of these to add to the collection. I'm trying to up my hellebore game a bit. So, look at this delicate color. Look how the light shines through with those touches of green and just soft mauve. This one is called, oops. And let's look, and of course there are probably fruit trees. It's the time of the year to get some fruit trees in. I added quite a few fruit trees last year. Spartan apple. Oh, that sounds interesting. I added quite a few fruit trees. Added 2 new apricots last year. I'm still trying to decide what other fruit to add. I'd like to do more espalier fruit, but look, aren't the wind mobiles really pretty? So now, of course, come summer, this will be packed with vegetables and all sorts of annuals. But right now we have some lovely, lovely forest daffodils. So now what's good about garden centers this time of the year is if you forget to force some bulbs, as I didn't force as many as I like to do, this kind of makes up for it, and you can grab a few. Oh, I love, I'll have to get some of these. I love an English daisy. So pretty. Again, this time of the year, these are growing now because they've been grown on in a hothouse, but in another month and a half or so we'll have them growing outside. Now, of course, I love tulips, but unless I grow them very, very protected, between the deer and the rabbits, we just can't grow tulips very well. Now see all these empty cases? These will all be filled with vegetables and beautiful perennials and annuals. But still, I love to start early this way at the garden center just to kind of get an idea of the coming spring. And they have beautiful ponds here. Of course, now it's not going to be very active because they're just coming out of their hibernation, I'm sure, the fish. And they have the starling little birds. Oh, these are pretty pots. $4.49. It's beautiful color. But yes, in the summer, high summer, these you can see the giant koi and various types of carp swimming about. And they have another little smaller pond over here. I just realized this beautiful tree out here, I think this is a magnolia tree. It's so beautiful. It's somewhat sheltered being behind the greenhouses, but it really looks lovely. I'd love to have a magnolia in the garden. And then here are some pots outside, some various outdoor things. Again, this will be so much more full come summer. Oh, I love the general shape of just a classic urn. Now this is, of course, like a resin composite So it's a little bit lightweight, but yet still pretty sturdy. Lovely colors. Oh, this vibrant blue and the sort of classic swag style urn. So lovely. With these, though, I usually feel I have to bring them in if I plant them outside, just because if water gets in, I always worry about them cracking. But they'd be beautiful with with citrus in. So we'll head inside, but let's one quick look again. Now imagine when I take you back here in a few weeks, there'll be more things to look at. So let's go inside and start looking at lovely, lovely flats of violas and pansies. Such pretty, pretty colors, too. Of course, violas and pansies are always the flower that the first flower I buy and plant outside, because it's the first plant to really handle that. So let's just have a little glance at them. So pretty. Look at the little setups, all the lovely forced bulbs and other spring flowers, the daffs. Oh, these are beautiful, beautiful primulas. Although I tend to not do too much red. Of course, oxalis are always so pretty this time of year. And these are fun to take in and keep as houseplants. They are so the color of the foliage. Oh, and I wish you had scent-o-vision, because the scent of the hyacinths, oh, so lovely and strong. And these are pretty little pansies planted up. And the beautiful butter yellow. So I'll probably pick out some violas. Here are some, oh, yes, of course. I always like to, oh wait, I always think this is so sweet. So look how darling this is. Little free gardening library. See what books we have in here. It's nice because you can drop off things and leave things, or take things. Oh, indoor garden, that looks fun. I always forget, but if I can try to remember this time, I'd love to take a book from here, and the next time I come, I can probably bring a couple to drop off. But I love this. It's much like the little libraries we have in our villages. But here it's specifically a gardening library. Isn't that darling? And then this is nice too. You can scan your phone for various information, like when you can start things on Cape Cod, and drought tolerant, which is always good for seaside, and of course rabbit resistant. That's the most important one. That and deer resistant. And I love to see what new dahlias they have in. Oh, look at this color. That's beautiful. It's like paint splatters, marble ball. That might have to go into my carriage. And Avignon, that's beautiful, sort of in that same color range of kind of flecked lavendery pinks. So many lovely, I love these. Although I love the dinner plate and the larger multi-tiered ones, I love the more single petal, really pretty in that same apricot color. Oh, what a beautiful, I love when you can get an elephant ear in like a deep purple. Just adds such lovely texture. Oh, yes, and I'm going to need to get potatoes. I don't know if I'll be getting them today, but don't you love the way these are displayed in these darling old tins? But you can see they have a good collection of good varieties. Last year I grew the purples. Those actually I had to get at another garden center, which I may, although I saved some from last year, so I'll just grow from my own collection. But you can see these are very healthy. Of course, one potato cut into sections gives you multiple potato plants. I think that's a good price as well. This place has so many pots, and it's nice because it's divided by color. I'd almost have to do a shop just to show all the pots, which we could do one day, especially when we're out pot shopping. But for now, I'm mostly focusing on trying to find some outdoor plants. So let's move our way slowly out to, they have another little back greenhouse here where they keep the plants that are hardy, but not quite ready to go out yet. So lovely things like primulas. Oh, this primula is so lovely, so unique. The small little yellow flowers, I love that. I may have to take that one, yellow picotee. These are really pretty. I love that color. So many. Oh, these are gorgeous. I think I may have to get these. These are so beautiful. And you should see, oh, the scent of these are amazing. $7.99, that's not bad. So I'm trying to put together a pot for the 2 pots outside my new stoop where I had the handyman put in the new slider in my studio facing the sea. So I'm trying to get a general color theme here, looking back from this greenhouse into the more retail space greenhouse before you get into the main part of the shop. I love how they have things set up with the wood over there. Now out here they have more of the large showy pansies, which I do love, but I usually tend to end up buying the smaller violas. I'm not sure why, I just am more drawn to them. More lovely primrose. Look how pretty that. So lovely. Oh, those are only $4.99. So many pretty colors. I love primrose. They're usually the first that start flowering even before the bulbs have got buds on outside. Of course. Oh yes, Obretia. I love. Oh, I'll definitely need to get at least 1 pot of Obretia. I've been meaning to get more of that. I want to start. It's quite hardy to zone 4. It's not a bad price, $7.99. And oh, of course, beautiful, beautiful poppies. I always like to add a few poppies, and then of course they help spread themselves. I love a carnation, but I'm not a big fan of deep magenta reds. So lovely, lovely things. So I'm going to go start picking out some violas and see what other things I can put together. But let's just check out a couple little things here in the shop. Oh, but wait, this beautiful flowering. This is gorgeous. I love how they have set this up with the pallets. It's really pretty. Look at the beautiful blossoms on this. Looks like maybe some sort of cherry or some sort of flowering. Oh, yes, it's an okame cherry. It's beautiful. It is pricey, but I mean, that's such a centerpiece tree. You would have that forever. Oh, I love these rope whipcord cedars. And this one's so pretty how it has the reddish tint on the ends. It's beautiful. It's such a big, lovely specimen. I have to get some whipcord cedars this year. So let's just take a look at a few other things, and then we can get our purchases and probably head home. I don't want to make the video too long. Oh yes, look at the darling things with the air plants. Usually have little decorative items that you can put to make air plant displays or houseplant displays. I think I might share houseplants on another visit because I don't want to make the video too long. But they do have a great assortment of air plants here. And also wonderful succulents and houseplants. But I'll share that on another visit. Let's look at a few lovely indoor pots. These are smaller pots. These are really sweet with the little butterflies. I like these. So pretty with the bees and the birds. And they're hanging pots too. Those are nice. So this really is a nice display. But let's head on home and not make this video too long. And home again, jiggity jig with my plant haul. And I bought things for the 2 containers next to my new stoop, the new slider and window I had put in my studio room. So I, of course, chose violas, which I tend to like violas more than pansies. And I just love this clear blue, almost dusty lilac color. And then the beautiful golden ochre with some bronze in. And then this one I thought tied the 2 pure, clear lilac color with the ochre color. So these will all be split into 2 pots, and sharing that pot will be these gorgeous, gorgeous perrenials. Look how lovely the color of those are. So those 2 will go in there. And then I also got these lovely English daisies to also put in the pots. And then in the center I'll probably have a boxwood or an evergreen of some sort. And then also I got another, this isn't going in the pot, but I just love perrenials, and this specimen is so beautiful. I don't have anything like it. I love the tall stalk and the smaller yellow flower, so I couldn't resist that one. Then I got an albrecia, which I love. These are also called false rock cress. They're great cottage plants. They spread nicely in rock gardens and along underneath plantings, and they flower this time of the year, and they're very hardy, down to zone 4. For those who aren't in the US, zones just tell us how cold a plant can tolerate, and zone 4 is much colder than our zone, which is a 6B or 7. And the scent of these are wonderful. So I want to start getting more of these. I'm going to see if I can take cuttings from this one as well. I've not done cuttings of albrecia, so I'll have to look that up and see if they're easy to do. So this is my plant haul. So I hope you enjoyed today's little outing, going and gathering plants here on a lovely warm spring day on Cape Cod in chilly spring New England. So I shall see you this week in the comments, and next Sunday, of course. So until then, remember, stay creative. Cheers.